Well, you're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the Joplin Regional Airport cuts the ribbon on a new multi-million-dollar facility.
Also, Joplin Road District faces possible dissolution as officials address community concerns.
And we have an alert day today and tomorrow with the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms and flooding concerns. The latest coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 o'clock on this finally Friday in the 4 states. It's April the 18th. For those of you keeping track at home, more than halfway through this month now. As we mentioned, we do have an alert day. We're going to break down our severe threat that's coming up, so don't worry. We're going to get some of that information for you. But some new rescue equipment and facilities at the Joplin Regional Airport.
Joplin city officials hosted an $8.6 million ribbon cutting at the Joplin Regional Airport.
It's all for the airport's new aircraft rescue and firefighting building. KOAM's Lonnie Walton takes us there.
I've talked to leaders of Joplin Regional Airport, and they say this facility has nothing but top-notch equipment.
We have airport operations who do all kinds of stuff across the field.
Allison Zahner is the manager of Joplin Regional Airport. She cut the ribbon on this brand new building, which she hopes will build a stronger, safer community.
So this facility is for those airport operations personnel. It is for our aircraft rescue firefighting vehicles, our equipment, hazardous materials, storage, and it's also for our snow removal equipment.
And it's not just for the community, it's there to support first responders.
All of our operations personnel is in one space. They have an office. There's locker rooms and showers, which they didn't have before.
Leaders tell me that these doors behind me are so good they can rise within 5 seconds.
Now that we have these high-speed doors, anytime there's an emergency, the alarm goes off, those high-speed doors go up instantly.
Rob O'Brien, the president of Joplin Airport Board, says this new facility is in a new and better location.
It had been located near the old original terminal at the south end of the runways into the mid part of the airport. So it's more convenient to both runways, much more accessible.
And one more thing, what about jobs?
Right now we're actually looking for more operations personnel. We're pretty short-staffed at the moment.
And the employees are having such an exciting time using all their brand new equipment. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, Zahner says the city of Joplin only had to pay 5% of the total cost of the building. Now, the rest came from 2 federally funded grants.
Certainly an impressive facility to have and an essential facility to have really just about any airport across the area. So this will certainly help out should they ever need it.
Right.
Hopefully they don't, but should they,
it's there.
It's there, exactly. All right, let's talk about our alert days. We're going to start first, though. Look outside. It looks great this morning. Yesterday morning at this time, we had severe thunderstorms rolling through some of the area. This morning, considerably calmer, but clouds continuing to increase across the area. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. I got folks again starting their day. It's looking good so far. It is windy, and it's going to get windier as we head through the day. All right, future track, just to get you started here. Got a few spotty showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two ahead of the front as we head into the afternoon, early evening hours. Right now, I believe there's going to be too much of a cap or a lid on the instability ahead of the front initially. So what we see may not amount to much, but there's at least the remote possibility we could get a strong or potentially severe storm ahead of the front with this activity. So we want to watch that really closely just in case. It won't be until after about 9 o'clock or so, because here's that front, and we start to see more explosive thunderstorm development, and that's when our severe threat will really begin to ramp up across the area. What's that severe threat look like? Well, for today, we have a low tornado risk across the southeastern half of our area. Our greater concerns, though, are with large hail and damaging wind gusts, and these hatch marks in northeastern Oklahoma indicate the possibility of very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater. And today's not our only severe weather day. We're looking at storms tomorrow. We're looking at storms Easter Sunday as well. That's why our alert day at least now continues into Saturday. This cold front will stall out over the area. So along and southeast of that, we're going to be looking at another chance by tomorrow evening into the overnight for strong to severe thunderstorms, and then possibly, especially in the eastern half of our area, another round of strong to severe thunderstorms, possibly 2, one in the morning and another in the afternoon for Easter Sunday. So a lot to keep an eye on. On top of that, we have flood watches across most of the area through Sunday evening. So again, if you're planning on heading out for the weekend, you're going to the creek, the river, just make sure you're weather aware, keep an alert on any potential flood warnings that come up. And if you're traveling and you know where you're going involves low water crossings or anything that's prone to flash flooding, make sure you're aware of that as well. And remember the most important thing, turn around, don't drown. Temperatures this morning, very mild, 68 in both Joplin and Pittsburgh. There's that front, there's that temperature drop. Ahead of it though, we're all into the upper 60s, still some low 70s out there for us today. Our highs eventually into the low 80s. Again, a couple of isolated storms this afternoon. And then our severe chances will ramp up after about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. South winds out there gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour. So a very breezy day too. We're going to break down the timing and position, locations, everything you need to know about these severe chances as we head into the holiday weekend for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Newton and Jasper County residents look for answers about the future of the Joplin Road District. Residents gathered to ask questions about the possibility of the Joplin Special Road District dissolving. The road district maintains 90 miles of road in Jasper County and 140 miles in Newton County. Petitions signed in both counties led to the possibility of the road district being dissolved. Many citizens in attendance say they don't want the road district to be dissolved.
Joplin Special is a proven road district. They have done an awesome job over the years of taking care of Joplin, Jasper County, and Newton County District. Our citizens just don't feel like we want anything to happen to our road district.
Jasper County and Newton commissioners voting in upcoming hearings will determine if the Joplin Special Road District will be dissolved. Well, KOAM partnered with Hero Fund USA to host our annual First Responder Safety Giving Day and a telethon during our earlier newscasts. Now, one participating department is the Osage Township Volunteer Fire Department out of McCune, Kansas. The department hoped to receive an important tool that would help them be able to detect whether electric wires are live or not. Yesterday afternoon, Evergy made that possible thanks to their donation.
We're very appreciative of the donation, and on behalf of the community, we'd like to say thank you to Evergy.
The fire chief says the detection tool will help their volunteers be aware of what situation they're walking into and be safer in the field. Nevada is another fire department hoping to be able to purchase necessary equipment with the help of our Hero Fund telethon. The station is hoping to purchase an additional 6 sets of bunker gear for their firefighters. Now, that gear is worn on a daily basis, whether it be for medical calls, responding to car wrecks, or fighting structure fires. Nevada's fire chief says the life-saving equipment comes with a hefty price tag.
We have a budget every year for bunker gear, but we like to get more bunker gear for each person due to how expensive it is. So we're just kind of constrained with city budgets. So talking to him, I applied. Bunker gear is about $4,000 per person.
Now, he says if they are able to get this additional gear, that it would help all their firefighters have clean and safe equipment when they need it. And like fire departments, police also hope to receive equipment that will help them in their day-to-day operations. Joplin police are seeking to receive a Brink drone that will give them a bird's eye view of situations. This tool will help give first responders a better look at emergency situations.
During our budget year, needs arise, and we may have to wait for the next year to budget an item, and so this just provides us an opportunity to bridge that gap to increase our abilities and increase officer safety.
Well, JPD says they believe the drone will be a tool to increase officer safety on the scene. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, President Trump's administration is calling for major changes to the country's oldest institution. Janley Painter has more on threats to Harvard University's tax-exempt status.
Students and faculty at Harvard University protested on campus Thursday. The federal government has frozen more than $2 billion in grants to the university, and it is now at risk of losing its tax-exempt status, which has allowed it to amass an endowment of $53 billion.
these higher ed institutions that have fundamentally lost their way, U.S. taxpayer dollars should never be propping up anti-Semitism.
The Department of Homeland Security ordered the university earlier this week to turn over records of its foreign students with visas participating in, quote, illegal and violent activities, as President Trump claims Harvard allows anti-Semitic practices on its campus.
I think Harvard's a disgrace. I think what they did was a disgrace.
The administration is also calling to end the university's ability to host international students, raising concerns for many people at the school with visas.
Even if you don't speak up, just because you go to Harvard, you might get deported from this country. So it is incredibly scary for people.
Other students on campus say Harvard's diversity was a selling point to attending.
If they're not going to be around me, then I'm not going to be able to achieve my goals of being here either.
Some protesters on campus say the fight goes beyond funding for the institution.
The independence of the university is absolutely essential to doing the good work that we do in science, in medicine, in social science, in the humanities.
The White House says the IRS has been looking into Harvard's tax-exempt status long before President Trump suggested it. I'm Shaylee Painter, Fox News.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, you're invited to celebrate Earth Day at the Pittsburgh Farmers Market. We'll have the details. And later, a program in Arizona helps connect kids with autism to farming. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Freedy Goebel Jr. Memorial Park in Mulberry, Kansas. Well, spring is in full swing, and for Pittsburgh, that also means the opening of the Pittsburgh Farmers Market. Keller Irwin joins us this morning with an invitation to opening weekend. Good morning, Keller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Of course, happy to have you. So talk to me a little bit about this farmers market and what people can expect when they come for the first of the season.
Sure. Well, yes, it's the first one of the season, and we are doing a collaboration with Earth Day this year. And so tomorrow we have about 30 diverse vendors for you. Yes. You will learn about how to be sustainable and sustainable practices. We have university groups holding children's activities. We have food trucks and live music, and of course a little bit of free stuff. So.
Absolutely. So are you excited that this one is the first of the season? Kind of talk to me about the preparation that goes into kicking off the farmers markets this year.
Sure. Well, in the off season, we work to, of course, bring back all those returning vendors, and then, of course, bring on some new ones as well. And then that included event planning and coordinating with also our Earth side this year, or Earth Day side this year. So. Yeah, I guess so.
Absolutely. Yeah. What are you hoping that the community of Pittsburgh takes away from attending this farmers market, especially with it being Earth Day, and kind of maybe educating themselves more about the environmental practices that take place here?
Well, I just hope you can see what our community does to support local businesses and, like I said, sustainable practices and things that we can do to, help the community around us.
Absolutely. So this is tomorrow. It kicks off.
Yep.
When and where can folks come out?
Well, we are here from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow. It's 119 East 11th Street at the Farmers Market Pavilion. So you come off 11th Street or Larry Garman there by Hutchinson Field.
Fantastic. And if people want to find more about Pittsburgh Farmers Market or any other events going on that you guys take part on, where can they do that?
Pittsburgh Farmers Market on Facebook.
Wonderful. All right, Keller, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Happy to have you. Good luck tomorrow's event. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News just after 7:18 now on this finally Friday in the 4 states. Got a lot to talk about. We have alert days today and tomorrow. We have flooding concerns. We have severe weather concerns. We're going to start with the flood watches that encompass most of the area, and they all run through Sunday evening. So again, if you're planning a holiday weekend trip, you're heading down to the creek, the river, whatever the case may be, make sure you are paying very close attention to any potential flood warnings, or if they tell you you need to get out of there, don't hesitate, get out of there. Additionally, if you know your route, maybe you're staying local, you're visiting some friends, family for the Easter holiday. If you know your route takes you through flood-prone areas, make sure you've got a backup plan as well in case you can't get to or from wherever it is you may be heading into the holiday weekend. On top of that, you want to make sure you've got a safe place for Easter Sunday. And I know that's not what we want to hear with the holiday weekend, but unfortunately, severe weather season has decided to ramp up a bit just in time for that. Our outlook for today did update. I thought I noticed a slight change, and there was a slight change. It expanded the hail risk area and the wind risk area a bit. We do have a low tornado threat still across the southeastern portion of our area. We have that elevated hail risk across a good portion of the area, and we have the hatch marks in northeast Oklahoma indicating the potential for very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater, and we have an elevated wind risk out there for damaging wind gusts. So let's take a look at the future track. Let's go over what we're looking at. Now, ahead of the front, into the afternoon, early evening, could get a few pop-up showers, maybe a thunderstorm out there. Right now, it's looking as though there's going to be too much of a cap or a lid on the instability as we head into the afternoon, so we may not see much with this activity, but one or two of them could try and intensify, so we do want to watch these closely. But the main event begins after about 9 o'clock this evening. Here's that frontal boundary, and then we get showers and thunderstorms initiating out west, and they will roll through the area as we go into the overnight hours from tonight into tomorrow morning, and that's going to bring with it a risk for strong to severe thunderstorms with those hazards we just mentioned. All hazards possible, and again, greater concerns, hail and damaging wind gusts. Early tomorrow morning, we'll actually get a little bit of a break. There'll be a few spotty showers here and there, but then by about mid-morning, what happens, you see that wind shift line still hanging out? This isn't like what we usually get where the front rolls through and that's the end of it. It stalls out, which allows additional development of thunderstorms out there. And because it's cutting the area in half, if you're behind it, you're a little cooler. You have northeast winds that are going to be gusting on you. If you're ahead of it, you're warmer southeast winds gusting. That will allow new thunderstorm development through the day on Saturday. So scattered thunderstorms out there. And then later into the evening, see how much warmer it is down here compared to our northwestern counties? We could see another round of strong, potentially severe thunderstorms late Saturday into early Sunday morning. So we're going to have to deal with that. Then we could see, future tracks hinting at least at the possibility of a potential squall line rolling through at the worst possible time Sunday morning. I know churches will be in session. You'll either be starting in the middle of or heading to, or if you have Easter egg hunts, you've got to make sure you have a safe place. And honestly, if you're doing any morning Easter egg hunts, I'm telling you now, you need to make the plans for them to be indoors on Sunday if you're doing them in the morning, because it is not going to be a good idea to be outside. Once that rolls through, we'll have a few scattered storms out there, and then we get another line of strong to potentially severe thunderstorms along the I-49 corridor by Sunday afternoon. It won't be until about 5 o'clock Sunday evening that we start to see this threat wrap up. So over the next couple of days, elevated risk today, low to elevated along and southeast of where that front is, and then the possibility of those storms redeveloping Sunday afternoon, another low to elevated risk. And our risks for tomorrow do include a low tornado risk into Benton County, and then we have the low to elevated hail and wind threat out there as we head into our Saturday as well. Through the morning, again, clouds will continue to increase, will eventually become mostly cloudy, up to the mid-70s by 11. South winds today gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour, and then those winds continue tonight, highs into the 80s, low to mid 60s for most of us tomorrow, upper 60s on Sunday. Get pretty decent next Monday and Tuesday ahead of more unsettled weather as we go into the next work week. That's check your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Well, a new partnership is allowing students with autism to get hands-on experience working on a farm.
Dominic Newland shares how the benefits of the program help both the students and the farm.
The students at Lexington Life Academy are rolling up their sleeves and getting outside, learning the ins and outs of what it's like to work in a garden and farm through a partnership with the University of Arizona's Sonoran Center for Excellence in Disabilities.
It really gives them that work experience, and it's beneficial because it's on a smaller scale, and so with that smaller scale, they get to continue to work with our staff that they're used to being with daily, but get to gain these work experiences that are really like a real world experience for them instead of just being within the classroom.
Lexington Life Academy serves students with autism. This partnership allows the students to develop hands-on experience planting in the garden, working out on the farm, and tending to the chickens, watering the plants too.
I learned how to gain life skills, like after I graduate, I can learn how to maybe do something around this.
The private school has 130 students on campus, and the students involved come out to the farm twice a week. with the hopes of finding a purpose and getting the ball rolling on a possible career down the line.
After they graduated from Lexington, I feel like this program will help them with being more social with people, being able to be more independent. They're also being able to make choices on their own without having to be guided by somebody.
Some students work at the Rob and Milani Walton Urban Farm, and the students say it's an experience they look forward to weekly, getting outside the classroom and experiencing life outdoors.
Certainly a very unique experience, and it's great because everybody should have a chance.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, coming up, entrepreneurial dreams take center stage at MSSU as students and business owners compete for thousands in startup cash.
That's all right, Lee. I've had trouble reading on occasion, man. I'm telling you, it happens sometimes. It goes through so long reading, it really starts to hit you. We also, back to the weather side, have alert days today, tomorrow, with severe thunderstorm chances and flooding concerns. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. Well, it was a great day to be at the Diamond in Fort Scott yesterday. Fort Scott Community College and Labette Community College baseball and softball teams were playing. Now, FCC invited the community out for its annual spring sports tailgate, complete with free hot dogs and a good day to support local teams.
Love giving back here. Our committee is all for the community. Our entire campus is community forward, and we love to develop our family. All of our athletes are our family, all of our students are our family, and their coaches really bring that out in them, trying to build those relationships.
Donations were also being raised for the Couch family at yesterday's event. Softball player Bailey Couch's family lost their home in the April 2nd tornado near Brana, Missouri. College students and business owners took advantage of an opportunity to expand their business and make connections at Missouri Southern yesterday afternoon. Students who are developing or already have their own businesses get a chance to present their ideas in front of a panel of judges. Local business owners and entrepreneurs also got the chance to demonstrate and present their ideas as well.
It's a good exercise in understanding yourself, understanding your business, refining the language that you use when you talk about your business, and then hopefully other people will do that too, because it is really a rewarding experience.
Pitchpalooza is really just a great event for young entrepreneurs to get out of their comfort zone and to try to see what they can improve on so that we can contribute to the economic market of Missouri.
A few lucky participants walked away with a $2,000 cash prize. Hundreds of smiles ages 8 and up were seen on the trail yesterday on the campus of Pittsburgh State University. Special Olympics Kansas partnered with PSU's Therapeutic Recreation Program to host the 2025 Terrific Day, which involved the Trees and Trails outdoor walking event with games and prizes. The event brought nearly 150 participants together for a morning of activities centered around an outer space theme.
Kind of just giving back to the community almost, and I don't know, I kind of like being around special needs. I think it's cool, I think it's fun, and I think everyone deserves to have a little bit of fun.
Organizers aim to promote physical activity, social interaction, and fun for individuals with disabilities. Now let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
An alert day today and tomorrow for the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms and for flooding, which we're going to cover for you here as we go through this forecast. Very windy out there already. South winds today gusting up to 40 as we go through the day. Those clouds again increasing quickly. We had pretty nice sunrise here downtown Pittsburgh not long ago, and now it's getting cloudy, and we're seeing those clouds gradually work in to the Missouri side on MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline. Now, into the afternoon, we could get a few isolated pop-up showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Again, at this time, it appears there's going to be a cap or a lid on the environment where these may not really do much, but there's the remote possibility we could get a strong or severe thunderstorm with this isolated activity. So we do want to keep an eye on that. It'll be after about 9 o'clock. Here's that front that showers and thunderstorms begin to rapidly develop across southeast Kansas and push through the rest of the area overnight tonight. And that will bring us all potential hazards. So we have a low tornado risk across the southeastern half of our area. And then we have an elevated wind and hail risk out there. And with these hatch marks in northeast Oklahoma, we're talking the possibility of very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater. So we have our elevated risk today. Tomorrow, the cold front stalls out. And so behind it, it's a little cooler, still some thunderstorms, but severe weather looks to be limited. It's going to be along and southeast of the front where we could get another round of strong to severe thunderstorms late tomorrow afternoon and evening into the overnight hours, and then possibly 2 more rounds on Easter Sunday, 1 in the morning and then 1 in the early afternoon. So a lot to keep an eye on. On top of that, flood watches across the entire region through Sunday evening. So again, if you're planning anything this weekend, just make sure you're staying weather aware and you have a way to receive severe weather alerts and possible flood alerts as well. Mild start to the day, 68 Joplin and Pittsburgh. There's the cold front just starting to work its way in. Ahead of it, we're into the upper 60s and low 70s across the area, which is about where our average highs should be. We're heading for the 80s today, once again for our highs. Isolated storms again this afternoon and evening. Big storm chances ramp up later tonight. We'll go over all those details, break down the timing of these storms for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon Becker joins us to share his big 3 stories of the week. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Freedy Global Jr. Memorial Park in Mulberry, Kansas. Well, welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Fantastic.
Let's take a look at the big 3 live and local stories this week. What's happening where you live? House fire. Just off of downtown, I guess you could say, a little west of downtown. It was a house that's under renovation. They are still investigating. In fact, last night I had a chance to talk with the Joplin Fire Marshal. He believes the fire did start in the front porch area, but there had been someone around the residence, not the owners or the people that were working on it, in fact. So they're still continuing to investigate that. Joplin Fire Department put it out really, really fast, which is amazing, as always. Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now, tragedy in Newton County, just outside of Diamond. A vehicle pulled in front of that pickup truck, which then overturned. Inside the pickup, the Courtney family and their 6-year-old son, Finn, died in the crash, tragically. A very, very sad scene. They had the road blocked for hours that night. They do have a fundraiser currently that a lot of friends are wanting to help support the family, of course. You can now, we've got that on our website, KOAM News Now, more details. It's just awful, just sad story. Our number 1 story, KOAM News Now, live and local, and our big 3. It was a huge event.
Huge.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was there, I was like, how many people are going to? They actually had a count. It was 7,550 people at the Forest Park Baptist Church, 40,000 egg drop. At Missouri Southern State University. I didn't zoom in, so you can't really see. I know. So you got 8,000 kids. You got to divide. Maybe everybody got 5 eggs if you did the math. Maybe. So, but the helicopter was just super neat, and the kids were lit up. They were so excited. That little boy in front of me, he was like, "Look at that helicopter!" He was so serious about it.
Helicopter that drops candy. Can you imagine?
It was very organized. They had all these sections where everybody, the age groups, and then they had special needs kids and all that sort of stuff, in all these ages. So if people went by the rules, it went really, really well.
Fantastic.
And I just think it was just a fun event. And a lot of people
With so many people?
That's
great.
It was just crazy.
Turnout.
It was crazy. And then our bonus story of the week, you've been talking about it all morning. I was there too last night, the 3rd Thursday. I always like to take video of the neat stuff I see.
Of course.
There's Remy, little dog there, one of the Joplin firefighters. This is Charlie Davis. Have you seen this before? It's like a lazy boy recliner, but he drives it around. My friend Preston Rouse and Charlie Davis were both driving those last night. And then people were walking around wearing their cosplay.
Yes, of course.
Okay, and Joplin Police Department, they were out on their bicycles, it's just that better weather and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely, got to take advantage.
There's no official head count, but thousands of people, and it's always so fun. And it was perfect weather last night. Perfect weather. So
for it.
good job once again, Downtown Joplin Alliance and everybody that showed up. They had 140 vendors last night.
140 vendors. I bet you next month too, with it being Route 66, will be absolutely fantastic as well.
It's always
Super
fun.
Exciting.
Yep. And you can go online and you can, if you want to be a vendor or want to be a part of this next month, you can find it on our website, KOAM News Now.
Absolutely. All right, Shannon. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. Happy to have you as always. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:43 now on this Friday morning. We have an alert day today. We have an alert day tomorrow because we got a lot to talk about. We have severe weather chances. We have flooding concerns. That's where we're going to start. Flood watches across most of the area through Sunday evening. So we've mentioned it all morning, but if you've got any plans for the Easter holiday weekend that take you near any rivers, creeks, or takes you through an area you know is prone to flooding, you need to make sure you've got an alternate plan in place. And if you're going to the creek or the river, if they tell you to get back, you get back. Because we're looking at anywhere from 3-5 inches of rain, possibly greater in some cases. So do be weather aware with that. On top of that, regardless of what you may be doing or where you may be going, you also need to be weather aware for severe weather chances starting tonight, and they continue into our Sunday as well. We have a low tornado risk across the southeastern half of our area, and as we head over here, we've got an elevated hail risk across most of the area, so a large hail concern and a damaging wind gust concern as well. And in northeastern Oklahoma, at least parts of it, those hatch marks indicating the possibility of very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater. So let's talk about what we've got heading into the afternoon. An isolated shower thunderstorm possible heading into the afternoon, early evening hours. We're not expecting much from this activity because we're expecting a cap to be in place for a bit that will stop these things from doing much. But there's at least a remote possibility one or two of them might break through that and intensify a bit. So we want to keep an eye on these isolated showers and storms. The main event comes after about 9 o'clock. Here's the front, and then here come the thunderstorms. They start 9, 10 o'clock at night. So here we are at 10, Yates Center, Fredonia, Howard, Sedan, Coffeyville, Independence. That's where these thunderstorms are getting their act together, and they'll continue to push across the area. Here we are at midnight. This is where they really begin to ramp up. The further east they go, the greater instability they're going to have, and the more intense they could possibly be, which again is why we have all those hazards out there. But large hail damaging winds being the primary concern. By 2 o'clock in the morning, additional thunderstorms rolling through, and some of these could still be strong to severe, and then we get a brief pause. We get a few light showers Saturday morning across the area, nothing significant, but take a look at the wind shift line. See it right here? That front stalls out, so we get a problem. We get cooler weather and northeast gusty winds. On the backside of it, warmer weather and southeast gusty winds bringing in more moisture ahead of it. So we'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms behind this front, but we're not anticipating anything severe with that activity. It'll be later in the day that we start to see new development ahead of the front, because now look, it's backed up even further. The cold front has retreated, so now technically it's a warm front because it's backing up, and that's going to set the stage for additional development overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. That could be strong to severe ahead and along and southeast of that front. That morals through. Then future tracks still showing the possibility of a squall line rolling through Sunday morning between about 8 and 10. So church services underway, maybe you're heading to them, or maybe you're just wrapping them up. You've got to stay weather aware. And I want to emphasize again, Easter egg hunts, anything you're planning outdoors for Sunday morning, you need to move it inside, because it's not going to be a good idea to be outside through the morning hours on Sunday. We'll have a few scattered showers and storms through noon, and then we could get another line of strong to severe thunderstorms developing along the I-49 corridor by about 1, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. It won't be until about 5 in the evening that we'll finally start to see these thunderstorm chances wrap up. So we have our elevated risk across a good portion of the area today. There's that cold front stalling out, a low to elevated risk tomorrow, and the same thing again for our Sunday as well with that possibility. Our threats tomorrow, low tornado risk just in the Benton County, but we do have a low to elevated hail and wind threat across the area, again along and southeast of that cold front as we work through the day tomorrow. Clouds increasing, as you can see from our camera at 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. Upper 60s to start, mid 70s by 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs today into the 80s, south winds gusting to 40. And we'll be in the low to mid 60s tomorrow, upper 60s Sunday. A bit of a break from the storms Monday and Tuesday, and then more unsettled weather through the rest of next week. That's checking your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, as you shop for the Easter holiday, we probably don't have to tell you that candy is more expensive this year, especially chocolate, but sweet treats still make up the bulk of Easter gift giving.
Wendy Gillette has a look at how new products are created for the largest candy producer in the U.S.
These are our Dove chocolate eggs.
At Mars Wrigley headquarters in Newark, New Jersey, planning for this year's Easter candy started about 2 years ago.
What do you smell?
Chocolate.
Sweet?
Yeah. Joyce Steet does a lot of smelling and tasting in her role as Senior Director of Product Development, responsible for 26 brands, including Snickers, Skittles, and M&M's.
I have the best job ever. I eat candy every day.
There's a procedure when taste testing ingredients or potential products.
Go ahead and take a piece of the cracker,
including salt-free crackers and water to cleanse the palate, and sometimes not swallowing.
You can't eat every product that you're tasting. So just like wine, we do sometimes have to use a spit cup.
Good to know. Not today, though.
Not today.
There's plenty on the line here, with cocoa prices hitting record highs after bad storms, plant disease, and demand for chocolate spiked costs. Inflation has also driven up prices for other candies. Still, the National Retail Federation says that's not impacting Easter spending, projecting $23.6 billion in sales this year, near record levels. 92% of consumers are expected to purchase candy.
It's got a layer of peanut butter nougat.
Easter products from Mars Wrigley include a redesigned recipe and packaging for Snickers eggs. A lot of nut, caramel,
roasted peanut.
The company's sales and marketing divisions develop ideas for new candies, like the freeze-dried Skittles Popped Sour, released in January.
It's crispy, it's crunchy.
Steet's team came up with the recipe, which was extensively tested.
You can suck on them or chew them.
Oh, wow.
They're really sour.
Ready to help the Easter Bunny wow in those candy-filled baskets.
The National Retail Federation projects the average consumer will spend almost $190 on Easter products this year.
It's not happening. I don't know that we're going to spend $190 for us, but man, the candy is good. They do have some really unique, fun candies for Easter. I wish I had some unique, fun things to tell you about the forecast. I don't. We have alert days today and tomorrow for strong to severe thunderstorms and flooding concerns. So here's a look at our severe risks heading into the late evening and overnight hours tonight. We have a low tornado risk, an elevated hail and wind risk, and those hatch marks in northeast Oklahoma indicating the possibility of very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater. Could get a few pop-up showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two ahead of the front. And then once we reach about 9 o'clock, that front sets off those thunderstorms, and they will continue to push across the area. They will be strong. They will very likely be severe, with all hazards possible, unfortunately, as they continue into the morning hours on Saturday. Then we get a brief break. We'll see another round of strong, potentially severe thunderstorms in the southeastern portions of our area as we head into Saturday evening, and then again Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon as well. So a lot to keep an eye on this weekend. We'll have one more look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Newton and Jasper County residents look for answers about the future of the Joplin Special Road District. Now, the road district maintains 90 miles of road in Jasper County and 140 miles in Newton County. Petitions signed in both counties lead to the possibility of the road district being dissolved. County commissioners will be voting to determine if the Joplin Special Road District will be dissolved. City officials cut the ribbon on a brand new safety addition for the Joplin Regional Airport. The $8.6 million aircraft rescue and firefighting building will feature storage for 2 ARC trucks and associated equipment, along with the airport personnel trained to operate them. And KOAM partnered with Hero Fund USA to host our annual First Responder Safety Giving Day. And thanks to your donations, multiple departments will be able to receive the equipment needed to help. McCune Volunteer Fire Department, Joplin Police, and Nevada Fire will now be able to invest in technology and personal protection equipment that will serve the departments so they can help their communities.
All right, again, alert days today and tomorrow. Strong to severe thunderstorms possible, if not likely, as we head overnight to late evening tonight and overnight. Could get a few pop-up showers or storms this afternoon into the early evening. Maybe a strong or severe storm possible there. That's going to be very isolated. 80s for our temperatures, south winds gusting to 40. Once we get to about 8, 9 o'clock, storms develop along the front. They will roll through the area through the evening, late evening and overnight. And we're back into the upper 50s tonight. North winds behind the front gusting to 25. More strong, potentially severe thunderstorms as we head into Saturday late evening and overnight, and again possibly 2 rounds of strong, potentially severe storms Sunday, one in the morning and then one again in the afternoon, so a lot to keep an eye on. And we have flooding concerns, so just make sure you're staying weather aware this weekend.
Yes. Well, it was a third Thursday yesterday, which means downtown Joplin was flooded with people, businesses, and performers. This Thursday's theme is Be a Hero, with some people taking the saying and literally dressing up like superheroes.
The City of Joplin is also holding several surveys related to recycling and public transportation. The next third Thursday falls in conjunction with the Route 66 Festival on May the 15th. And third Thursday's always a great event to get down to. A lot of cool things to do. When the weather's nice like it was yesterday, it's more enjoyable versus when it's 105 degrees out there. So take advantage of the nice weather while you can. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We'll have the latest on our alert days today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.